Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my Facebook Live, Creating Cards with Debbie. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my iPad so I can watch comments. Be sure you comment when you come on. Okay, and I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get on here. Hope everybody's doing well. Oops, now we're going to start with issues going on. It looks like on Facebook Live video interrupted. I hope that's not going to be an ongoing thing this evening. I know a lot of other demonstrators are having the same problems with the videos pausing and coming back on. So hopefully we can get through it without any complications. Like I said, be sure that you comment when you come on so I can see that you're here. Alright, it's pausing again on me. I don't know why it's doing that. I know a lot of demonstrators are having the same problem. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Bismarck, Arkansas, and that's in the United States. I'd like to welcome you here this evening. We're going to be making 3 cards, if time allows us to do all 3. And I'm using all Stampin' Up! Products. So if you have any questions or anything, at the top of the video there's has my email address and all that, where you can get in touch with me if you need to, or you can private message me also, so I'll be glad to help you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down here, and I'll get set up here so we can get started. Look at my ceiling. And we'll turn you around. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. We don't want no throwing up here with our stamping. Alright, phone. It's giving me a weird message. And I'm thinking I can maybe zoom this in a bit. I don't want a whole lot, maybe right there. Alright, I keep getting that message popping up that the video's interrupted. I don't really know what that's about. I'm not sure if it has something to do with Facebook, they're having issues, or exactly what it is. Alright. I can maybe zoom just a tiny bit more. I don't want to zoom a whole lot because I don't want to cut off things. So I'm just waiting for my iPad to catch up to me. And I'm trying to see which way I can go here. Alright, I think that might be too much. Let me zoom back out a little bit. Well, when I move the camera, then my phone gives me a weird message. Rotate your device. You can't turn your phone while live. Well, I'm not. I'm not trying to. I think I'll leave it as is. Get my lighting over here. Alright. I think that's a good view there. Turn my light a little bit. It's blinding me. Okay, like I said, my name is Creating Cards with Debbie, and you can shop in my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net, and you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com, or you can private message me here on Facebook. My blog address is www.creatingwithdebbie179.blogspot.com. Okay, and to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, here's the address that you can sign up for. I'm not sure if you're able to see that really well. Guess I should have zoomed it just a tiny bit. Okay, so if you shop with me today, here is the August host code yet. I'll be changing it tomorrow, but you can still use this code for this evening. It's JCHDAEYY, and that's if your order is under $150. Use that code. Okay, so let's go over some news here, and then we can get started with the good stuff. All right, we still got Paper Pumpkin going on. This is the September Paper Pumpkin. It's called Harvest, or Haunts and Harvest. I hope you're getting the gist of this with it being interrupted, and probably my voice is cutting out also. I wouldn't doubt it. Let's try this. Well, it's going off and on. The Paper Pumpkin for September is Haunts and Harvest, and you have until September 10th to sign up for that. Let me tell you a little bit about it. That's distracting when that's flashing on and off on my iPad. Maybe it's just flashing on and off on mine. Hopefully not everybody else's. Okay, so the Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit, it says, experience everything the autumn season has to offer with this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit. Whether you're thinking about crisp red apples, or you're ready to carve some spooky jack-o'-lanterns, or both, the Haunts and Harvest Paper Pumpkin Kit is hands-on crafting experience for all autumn lovers. And the kit contains enough supplies to create 12 treat boxes, and it comes with an exclusive stamp set and a classic Stampin' Spot, which is a small ink pad. It offers a versatile autumn experience with a selection of treat box styles. Take your pick of apple, pumpkin, or jack-o'-lantern treat boxes. The Paper Pumpkin box is designed to easily transform into a vintage wheelbarrow to display your harvest. It features a vivid fall palette with these coordinating colors, which are basic black, pale papaya, poppy parade, pumpkin pie, and soft succulent. Now with the Paper Pumpkin kits, if you're not familiar with them, everything is included in your kit. All you'll need to furnish would be an acrylic block and your scissors, and maybe some liquid adhesive if you like to use the liquid glue. And then for your first kit that you receive, you'll also receive a free acrylic block. So you'll have everything that you need. Okay, so that's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, so celebration is still going on until September 30th. I believe it's September 30th. Yes, September 30th, which is with every $50 that you purchase, you can pick out a free item out of the celebration catalog. And there's $50 ones, and then there's at the back side there's some $100 ones. So lots of good things. And we used this last week. We used the Peaceful Prints 12 by 12 designer series paper, the deer. We used that last week. And then we've got the Counting Sheep stamp set, and then the Counting Sheep dies. So with each $50 you can get either one of these free. So with a $100 order, then you could get both of them. And I've got this one, Textures and Frames. And we're going to be using this or dies this evening if we get time to do it. It's the Summer Shadow dies. And this is with a $100 purchase, and it's while supplies last. So hopefully we'll have time when we'll get to that card tonight. And then here's another stamp sets with a $100 order. So these are really pretty, the Delicate Dahlias. And right now with celebration going on, hi Jackie, with celebration going on this month, well, September 30th, until September 30th, you can join my team and join Stampin' Up, and you get to pick out a free bundle on top of that $125 worth of products. So it's $99 for the kit, which it says, okay, we missed one right here. So it says join a creative community, and it says starter kit is $99. And with that $99, you get to pick out $125 worth of products, and you're only paying the $99 plus shipping, or no, free shipping, but you pay your sales tax. And along with that, besides $125 worth of products for $99, you also get to pick out a bundle this month. It's a celebration, add a free bundle to your starter kit when you join Stampin' Up during celebration. So the highest price bundle here is $60.25. And on top of receiving one of the bundles, which you could pick that $60.25 one, you'll also receive a free paper pumpkin too. So you're looking at well over, I think, what was it, like $207 I figured with that, but the paper pumpkin is another $22. So you're looking at like $230 worth of products for just $99. And you don't necessarily need to do what I'm doing. You can just do it to get a discount on your future products, which you'll get a 20% discount on your very first order, and then for every order after that. So it kind of helps to support our hobby, or like I say, our habit. Depends on how you want to look at that. So, and we've also got our mini July-December catalog still going full force, and that'll be running until, it says December, but it's in the back of the catalog it says that it runs until January 3rd, so that gives you a few extra days on top of that December deadline. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, I guess. Is everybody ready to do some stamping? I'm going to start out, we're going to be using a really cute bundle that's in our mini catalog, and let me show you that, because we've got the paper and stamp set and dies, everything coordinates. So that's on page 30. Let's see if I can get the full screen here. I'm not getting the whole thing. Hi Diana, glad you're here. Welcome to my Facebook Live. Let us know where you're from so we can kind of figure out where everybody's coming in at. So I hope you didn't cut out there. I wanted to know where you're from, Diane. It's kind of fun to see where everybody's at, so it kind of keeps the conversation going a little bit, so I'm not exactly talking to myself all the time. So anyway, this is going to be on page 30 and 31. Let me show, here's some samples of the cards. It's called the Sweet Stocking, well, Sweet Little Stockings, but the sweet is called Sweet Stocking Sweet. And here's the stamp set that we're going to be using, the Sweet Little Stockings, and then here's the dies. And I'm going to be using the Designer Series paper. Oh, Southwest Minnesota. Okay. I'm from Minnesota originally, in the southern portion of it, but it's been a lot of years since I've been there. Glad to meet you. Okay, so here's the designer series paper. We're going to be using that. We're going to be using the dies and the stamp set. And I think that's all on that page that we're using. Okay, so let's get started. This is going to be a fun fold also. And here's the card. And I guess these are what you call a book fold because it's got the 1-inch binding on the side. And it opens this way. So we've got Very Merry on the front side and then Christmas on the inside. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll get all of our bits and pieces out here. We're going to be using some of our blends too to be coloring, so this one might take us a little bit to do. So that's why I said I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to get to the third card or not. But we'll see what happens. Trying to rearrange my area here so I can make some room. Oh, and I wanted to show you the paper. The catalog doesn't really do it justice that much. So here's one. Here's the other side. And here's the stockings. And we're going to die cut one of these stockings out. We're going to cut this one out with the dies. So the dies also will cut out the stockings. It's got the 2 different sizes. So that's kind of an added feature. Here's the back side of that with stars. So do I, Diane. I like fun folds. I'm always looking for new ones. Okay, here's the one side. Aren't they cute? I love these. And there's a corgi dog. I know some people have corgis, so that would be really cute. And there's the back side. And these are adorable. These don't have the dies that cut them out, but they're easy enough to fussy cut these. With the golden retriever, and there's a little mouse there with a package, and then a cat peeking on the box. And there's the back side. And then here's some small stockings. This don't have a die, I don't think that matches it, but it wouldn't be that hard to fussy cut. And then here's the back side of that one. And then here's our last one. And those are so cute. And this don't have the dies either, but it'd be easy enough to fussy cut those too. And then there's the back side. Okay, so let me get my bits and pieces out here. And we're going to start out, we're using, this is olive green cardstock. And that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And I've scored it at, well, your normal is the 5 1/4 inch. I mean the 4 1/4 inch, and then the 5 1/4 inch are your folds. So it's going to be like this. Oh, wonderful, Diane. Yeah, that would be good for her. I'm going to have to make some Christmas cards with using it too for our vet. She knows us really well there. Okay, and then we've got designer series paper. I've got this pattern with the little stockings, and then I've got the Christmas lights. So the Christmas lights, that measures 7/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then the larger one is 3 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I'll set that aside. We'll do the inside afterwards. So we're going to start out. We're going to go ahead and attach these to our card front. And I'm just using the Tombow glue, the liquid glue. Some call it the green glue. I call it Tombow, I guess, because it does say Tombow. And we're going to glue this 7/8 inch to the one side of the book binding. And then we're going to glue this other one, larger one, to the card front. Stick my hand in all the glue there, not to get me a baby wipe. So is everybody else's Facebook Live acting up too? It keeps flashing on my screen that video's interrupted. Is everybody else's doing that too, or is it just on my side? Let me get a baby wipe. I had to stick my hand in that glue. I'll be sticking to everything if I don't wipe it off. Be sure that you share and like the video. Also, that'll bring me more viewers too, so I'd appreciate that if you did. And share with your friends. I'd love to have them join us. Alright, so we're going to bring out our Baby Boss embossing machine, and I've got all my washi tape that I use to hold things in place. I'll take all those out. Okay, I hope it's just my side. Maybe everybody else is good. That's good. I know a lot of demonstrators have been having the same issue going on, so I didn't know. Okay. Alright, so we have a die that we're going to cut out the stocking with. And these were the dies. I don't know if you've seen them. And I'm going to use the stocking die to cut out a piece of the, what color was this? I forgot what color this is. Let me look at the back of the package. It's Pool Party. This is the Pool Party. And we're just going to cut that out, die cut that out. I don't want to shake my camera too much. Oh, there goes my washi tape rolling across the floor. Okay. We'll set this aside. We'll be using that in a minute again. So here we have the stocking die, and we're going to put that up on dimensionals. So let me get those and put those on there for now. Oh, wait, I got to stamp the sentiment on there first. I almost got ahead of myself. So we're going to use the black Memento ink, and we're going to stamp our sentiment, which says Very Merry. And I'm going to bring in my Pearson mat to stamp on because we're using the photopolymer. It needs a little cushion. And we're just going to put that in the upper left corner. Okay. And we'll set that aside for now. And now we can put dimensionals on that. Okay. And towards the end of my dimensionals here. But that's okay because we still have the outer edges that we can use. Alright, we're just going to set that aside for now. And we're going to come back in and we're going to do some more stamping, which we're going to stamp the kitty cat and the hat and our presents. So I just put them all in the same block at the same time, and maybe I can stamp them all at the same time and save a little time. I just thought of that. So why not? Give it a try. So let's ink them all up really good. And I turn them over to see if I've got enough ink coverage on all of them. And yeah, there we go. It worked. I wasn't sure it would or not, but I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try. Save a lot of time. All right, now we got the kitty. And if you wanted this to be the dog, you could do the dog. It has a dog. And I think that's probably a chipmunk. Or I bet you I bet it's a hamster. Yeah, I bet that's a hamster. Hamster, kitty, and dog. So, oops, and I moved that. I gotta do that again. I've got a shadow. Okay, that's better. And now we're going to be using our blends, and I've got an assortment here, so I'm going to get them all out of there so I don't make so much noise. And, all right, we're going to start out, we're going to color the kitty cat first. And I did the kitty in the light and dark smoky slate blends. And I always start out with the dark. I outline it with the dark, and then I come back in with the light to blend it in. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to come in here where his lines are on his paws, do them. And I'm going to do his little freckles with the dark. And maybe put a little shading on his tops of his ears. And I think that might be all I want to do for the dark. And come back in with the light. And another tip, when you have the Stampin' Up! Blends, they're alcohol based, so you want to make sure that you shut the caps on them really good. I know some have had problems with them drying up, but it's because they don't put the lid on all the way. So when you put the lid on, you want to make sure that you hear that click. And that means that it's closed all the way, so that'll help save from drying up. I had one that I didn't do that, and it did dry up on me, so I learned the hard way. So just come back in with the light smoky slate, and we're just going to color him in. His face and his paws. Don't do the eyeballs. You want to keep his eyes white, or the whites of his eyes white. These are so cute, but I'm a cat and a dog person. I'm not sure which more so. Just both of them I like. We have cats and we have dogs. So I'm going to blend that a little bit more. Looks like it might be soaking in a little bit. Are y'all having a good week? I know I asked that when I first came on, but I might have missed some. Oh yeah, my card for Dr. Tiffany. My daughter's saying, Jackie's my daughter. Yeah, I will. Maybe I can share it with you later. If you sent me your email, I could share you with it. Well, maybe I can friend you or something. I'll figure it out. I'm sitting here stuttering, not figuring out what I want to say. Okay, so let's do the Christmas presents. And I'm going to use a light cherry cobbler and a dark cherry cobbler. We've got real red. Okay, let's do the real red, and we're going to do the Santa hat. So the same with that, I'm going to start out with the dark real red. And I'm going to just outline just a little bit of it. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Maybe just the top portion of a hat. Well, that didn't make a clip. There it did. And then we'll come back in with the light real red. Oh, is Sean on here? Hi, Sean. Good to see you. Okay. Alright, so we got the real red. And I'm not going to color the white in at all. We're going to use some Wink of Stella on that to kind of give it a little glisten. And now we're going to do our bows using, I'm done with the red. Let me get the red out of my way because it's real close to the cherry cobbler. The light and dark cherry cobbler. So we're going to start out with the dark. And I'm just going to outline our bow. Well, I think I'll do the bow part and then I'll do the ribbon part, the light. And this one will outline the bow. Change it up a little bit. That's using the dark cherry cobbler. And we're going to come back in with the light cherry cobbler. And we're going to do the ribbon with the light cherry cobbler. And then we're going to fill in, blend those together, and do the ribbon. Alright. And all these cut out with the die, so we don't have to do any fussy cutting, so that's a good added bonus. And now I'm going to color our presents, and I did the light and dark old olive. So we're going to start out with the dark. And I'm going to do the small present using the old olive. And I just kind of alternated my stripes. Started out with the dark and worked my way with the light. So just alternate them. Okay. Well, my video's still popping off and on there, so I don't know what's going on. It's distracting. Okay, now we're going to do the light old olive. Yeah, it won't be long and Christmas will be here. Goodness. It's hard to believe that tomorrow's the 1st of September already. I don't know where the time has gone. Okay, and then we're going to do the other present using the dark Night of Navy and the light Night of Navy. So again, we're going to start with the dark. We're in Minnesota. A little town called Glenville, which is between Northwood, Iowa and Albert Lea. I still have family all there, so been gone a lot of years. And now we're in Arkansas. Okay. Alright, then we're back in with the light Night of Navy. And we'll blend that all with the dark. Alright, there we go. Oh, it is. It's pretty hot here. We've been in the 90s. So, thank goodness for air conditioning. Okay, so we're going to use our dies. And we're going to bring back our baby boss. And we're going to cut these out. Are you very far from there, Diane? from Albert Lee or yeah, Jackie, last year Christmas wasn't very good with the COVID and all that stuff going on, so hopefully this year's better. Okay, let me cut this down to size so I can fit it in the baby boss here. I'll just kind of make it a little bit smaller paper. Cut that off. So I'm going to try to cut majority of these at the same time. Let me cut her off of there first. She's kind of sticking out there a little bit. So this is probably where I'm going to be using my washi tape. Marshall. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oops. That's not the right one I wanted. I wanted this one. Grabbed the wrong die. And here's where the washi tape's going to come in handy. I'm going to hold my dies down with my washi tape. If I can get it to sit still, I will. I kept moving it. I'm just trying to picture where that is, Diane. Southwest. I know I probably know where it is. I've been gone for so long that I forget. Alright, and then we want the hat. Alright, I'm looking at it right. There we are. And give me some more washi tape here. Yeah, we're supposed to have gone up there a few weeks ago, but my husband had some health issues that we weren't able to, so it's been, oh gosh, 11 years since we've been there? Okay, 90 miles from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Well, that's a small world because my husband and I were married in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Small world. Okay, let me find the cat die. Is this the cat die? Yep, that's the cat. No, that's not the cat. Here's the cat. Okay, I've got this kind of awkward for me. I should have had it facing the other way. I feel like I'm backwards here. Alright, so let's run that through our die cutting machine. Get her started. I'm going to turn it this way. Okay. So there we have our kitty. Let me get my dies out of the way here so I don't lose them. And the presents and the hats. So we're going to set this over here for now. And we're going to bring our card back over here. And we're going to go ahead and start attaching these. Let me get my take your pick tool. A military stamp? No, I don't think I do, Jackie. I think Stampin' Up! Did have one not that long ago, but I don't think I ever got it. At the time, I didn't have a need for it, but it would be nice to have one. Okay, so we're going to kind of put this at an angle. Well, I think we're going to put our ribbon on there first before we attach this. So I've got a piece of our Pool Party shimmer ribbon, which is very pretty. It's kind of shimmery on one side, and then, well, both sides are kind of shimmery. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But we're going to take that and we're going to wrap it around the binding over here. So I'm just going to get my tape runner, which I just had it. Here it is. This is our Stampin' seal, and I'm going to attach it at each end with that. Oops. Oh, come on, roll. Yeah. There we go. I wanted to stick to my finger instead. That didn't work so good. So I'm going to turn this around so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to just lay it in the center. Got to straighten that one out. I got it on my crooked. And turn it over so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then we're going to put our tape runner and glue on the inside to attach that down. I guess I should have trimmed that off a little bit, but I think it'll be alright. And then we're just going to press that down to make sure it sticks really good. Okay, there it did, it's sealed. And we've got a little bow here that I tied, so we're going to put that on after we've got everything else on. So let's go ahead and put our little pocket on there. I hit a dog hair there, sorry about that. And we need to bring our baby boss over here. We need to die cut the stocking out. So it's got 3 different sizes of stockings in there, so we got quite an assortment. And washi tape. Okay, I think I'm going to that should be good. I was going to put another piece of washi tape on it, but I think it's going to be fine. Alright, set her aside. And there's her stocking. And put my die over here. Alright, so we're going to start assembling. I'm going to put my stocking down here at the bottom, so we're going to go ahead and glue that down. And yeah, I thought that had holes, so to poke that out, but it didn't. Okay. So line that up at the bottom. Got some smudges there or something. Alright, then we're going to take our little kitty and we're going to glue her to the top, the stocking. And I'm just using glue, I'm not using dimensionals at all on her. Well, got a glue booger on my glue. There we go. And we're going to position her there. And she needs to have her little hat on, so we're going to put her Santa hat on. I think I'm getting to the bottom of my glue bottle here. I gotta shake it every so often. So I'm going to kind of tip it to the side. And in our presents, we're going to position those on the side. And I'm going to have one kind of hanging off it a little bit. And alright, so there we've got that. And we're going to use our glue dots and we're going to attach the bow. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, I had thought about selling them. I just hadn't gotten around to figure out where I'd sell them at or for how much. And put the bow right there. And we're going to cut off these long tails. So. And I cut the bow ahead of time so you wouldn't have to see me struggling trying to tie a bow. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. So I didn't want to be fumbling here and trying to get it to work. And cut that off. And I'm going to leave that other one a little bit longer, so because it's not in the way or anything. Okay, there we go. And no card is complete unless we have some bling to go along with it. So let me grab my rhinestones. And use my take your pick tool, and I'll use the putty end to get those off. Attach them where I want them. And I'm using the smaller rhinestones. And we're going to put one right there in the corner, and maybe one there, and one right there to kind of fill in the space a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to work on our inside of our card, which I had it all here. There we go. I have a piece of the basic white cardstock, which measures 3 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then I've got a little strip of the designer series paper, the Christmas light bulbs, that are, this one is a 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And we're just going to put that along the bottom. Yeah, I know. Sometimes, Diane, I can make them with no problem. But then other times, especially if I'm doing it live, I'm just all thumbs. It just doesn't want to work. So it's best if I do it ahead of time. Don't make a fool out of myself. Okay, so we're going to put this little strip of designer series paper along the bottom edge. And I'm just going to leave a small border. And I like to cut my paper longer than what I really need it, because then I can always come back in and trim it off. I'd rather have it too long than not long enough. So I always leave it a little bit longer. But if you wanted to measure it, it would be 3 inches wide by 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this. And we're going to add it to the inside of our card. I guess my time isn't going too bad tonight, so, well, yeah, kind of. I've been on here for an hour. So, we might do the simpler card for our second card. And it might be only 2 cards that we do tonight, so I'll have to see. Okay, so here we have it. And we're going to bring in our Wink of Stella. And we're going to add that bling. Very true, Diane. That's what I always say, better safe than sorry. We're going to do the white on the hat, plus the little ball there at the tip of his hat, using the Wink of Stella. So here we have our first one. And you could also add some Wink of Stella to the presents too, but I didn't. So we're just going to leave it like that. Oh, and we got to do the Very Merry Christmas. Oh, I forgot about that. So on a lot of your sentiment stamps, if you don't want to use the whole word, here's a little trick that you can do. I take my Scotch tape and I put it over the greetings because I don't want the whole word. I just want the Christmas. So just put your tape covering up the word that you don't want to use and then ink it up. And I'm using the black memento again. And I'm just gonna, stick the finger in the ink. It always goes good. Okay, so we're gonna ink that up. And then be sure you take that tape back off. And there you have it. You just stamp the Christmas. You don't have to stamp the whole sentiment there. So we're just gonna stamp that on there. And I should have stamped this before I put it down on my card. Yeah. We've got a boo-boo there we got to fix here. So I'm going to bring in a scrap paper. And we'll do that again. Let me have my tape again. Yeah, I should have done that before I glued that down because it was too bulky to get my stamp in there right. So that's what happened. This is what not to do. Sometimes we need those lessons too. So, oops, I covered up the wrong one. All right. So, let's try this again. Christmas. Alright, so we're going to stamp Christmas. Okay. Put that aside, cover our ink pad up so we don't stick our fingers in it. And now I'm just going to come in and I'm going to cut this out. And we're just going to glue it to the inside of our card. Cover up that mistake that we made. And did I... Just hoping I don't have any ink on my fingers here from messing with that. I think we're good. And that'll cover it okay. So, it's all better. So one thing about card making, there's not really any mistakes that you can't fix. So, all right. Okay. So there, we fixed it. There's the outside. Yeah, bloopers. There we go. Okay. So let me clean this up a little bit and we'll get on to our next card. Alright, set that aside, set that aside. I think we're going to do this one because I don't know if we're going to have time for all three cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And those are fine right there. I'm just kind of moving things out of my way here. Alright, so here's our next card. It says, I miss you, and I'm thinking of you. So, this is using one of those free dies that were in the celebration. It was, I'm trying to get my papers out of here. It was the, what was it called? The Summer Shadow Dies. This one here is what we're using. And that's with the $100 order. Yes. Okay, so set that aside. Get my bits and pieces over here. And I've got most of the work done here, so we're just going to be gluing and attaching things. So it shouldn't take us a whole long time. Here's the dies. Summer Shadow Dies. And we're going to start out using I was going to say, where's my instructions? This is the polished pink cardstock. It's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to burnish that edge really good. And I've got another piece of our basic white that measured 5 3/8 inches. I've got a cat hair there, dog hair. 5 3/8 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And I've embossed that using the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. I don't know if you can see. It's got little ridges in it. Kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe like a tweed or something. You can just barely see the ridges. I don't know if the camera picks it up. Yes, I like polished pink, but I'm kind of a pink person anyway. There's a story behind that. I had 2 daughters, and they kept stealing my clothes all the time, and neither one of them liked pink. So I started buying everything pink so they'd leave my clothes alone. Right, Jackie? So we kind of joke about that. So I never really got to have a favorite color because they kind of root me because of that. So, okay. So we got another piece of the polished pink, and that one measures 3 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then a designer series paper, which, oops, I'm throwing things on the floor, which comes from the Pattern Party Designer Series paper. And this is a large pack. That's a hostess pack. It's in the back of the annual catalog that you can get. If your order is $150 or more, you can purchase this. So it's a hostess only pack. And it's 48 double-sided papers. They're all black and white on one side, and then it's got colored on the other sides. So it's one of my favorites. So we're going to be using this pattern with the polka dots, black polka dots, and then this is the other side. Both sides are pretty. So I'm going to start attaching everything here. So we're going to start out, we're going to glue our embossed section down. Yeah, Jackie hates pink. I've got Cookie crying. It's ice cream time for her, so she's begging her daddy right now. Cookie's our little dog. She's a Yorkie Boston Terrier mix and spoiled rotten. I'm thinking I might be running out of glue here. So we're going to attach the embossed paper down to our card front. Okay. And now we're going to glue these 2 down to each other. Well, I think my glue is getting down to the end. Just get me through the night. I may have to open a new one. Well, might be easiest to open a new bottle. Let me grab a new one here. Yes, Jackie, she is the boss. She runs the house. Okay. That one comes out good now. Maybe a little bit too fast. So we're going to stick this down, and it's going to be the same width. It's just going to have a tiny, tiny border at the top and the bottom. So I need to get that centered. And it's a good thing about the liquid glue, you've got time to wiggle it around if you need to get it to go where you need it to be. So, yeah, let's see, one side's. I think I might have cut this crooked because it seems like I got a bigger border at one side, and they have to trim that off. It doesn't look like it's straight for some reason. Yeah, it's giving me fits. I'm going to grab my trimmer. I'm going to trim that down. Yeah, Diane, it's kind of a learning curve till you get used to it, but I prefer using the liquid glue whenever I can. Because it does give you that time to be able to move it if you need to. Okay, so that's better. I don't know, I must have cut it crooked or something because it wasn't straight. Okay, so there we have that. And we're going to put this up on dimensionals. So, where did my dimensionals go? There they are. And looks like I'm going to have to start using the edges here in a bit. There's one more there. Okay, give me one more. Just to support it in the middle. And I take your pick tool to pop off those dimensionals. I don't have any fingernails, so this works the best for me to pop those off. Alright, so we're going to place that on the front of our card, centered. Whoops. No, we don't want to put that down yet. We got to put our ribbon on there yet. So we've got, this is the open weave polished pink ribbon. It's very pretty. It's kind of a sheer. And it's easy to tie too, so making bows works really good. But I'm going to do the same like I did with the other one. I'm just going to use my tape, my Stampin' seal to hold it in place. And on that side, and then I'm going to run it along the middle and get it somewhat centered. If you know me very well, you know I've got a habit of making things crooked. I guess that's my trademark. Yes, this ribbon is pretty. I love it. Okay, so now we can place that down on our card front. And we're going to leave an even space on the bottom and the top. Okay, like so. And now we've got all our flowers that I've already die cut, so you don't have to sit and watch me die cut those. And just get those out. And I'm going to use my silicone mat to glue those. And so I'm going to take some glue here. That comes out fast now. And get my sponge. Okay, Jackie, I'm just about done here, so maybe you can stay up long enough I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to just dab it on the back of our flower that I've already die cut. And I've learned there's a trick to find where this goes at. There's a little bitty notch at this one right here. So I match that up with this one and then I know where to place it. So it took me a while to figure that out. I didn't see it right away. And then it's sticking to my fingers here. Oh goodness. I'm having those butter fingers going on. Alright, so that one's going to go there. Now we're going to do the leaves. I've got 4 leaves. I've got the solid and then I've got the outline. And I'm going to do the same with those. Just dab the glue on the back of that and match it up. Okay. And again. Okay. And I've got 2 more to go here. I'm trying to kind of hurry here. I know it's getting late for everybody. I try to keep my videos at an hour, but sometimes it's hard to do 3 cards at an hour, so I think we're going to have to shorten it to only 2 tonight. It is getting kind of late. I'll save the other one for next week. Okay. Get the glue off my fingers a bit here. Set these aside. Alright, so we're going to position our leaves and our flower. Another leaf. And these are going to go over here underneath our sentiment, which I have a strip of basic white, which is a 1/2 inch. And I'm not going to measure the length of it because we're going to be chopping it off. And then I have a black that is 5/8 inches. And we're going to be attaching the white to that one. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment, which is I Miss You. And we're using the black Memento ink. And just kind of make sure we got that centered and straight. We'll hope for the best. Hey, it doesn't look bad. Surprise myself sometimes. Alright, so we're going to how did I do that last time? I think I snipped it off at an angle. And then I placed it on top of the black. And determined where I want it, and then I snipped that off again. Okay. And then we're just going to glue that together. And I'm going to leave a little edge going all the way around it. A shadow. Got enough black ink on my fingers and glue. Alright, and then we're just going to snip off the end of it. And we'll put that up on dimensionals. And like I said, don't waste your dimensionals. I just snip them around the edges, and I can use those just like I do the middle parts, so it works just as well. Alright, and then we'll get those off, and we're going to, forgot where we're going to place that, to place the sentiment there. And I think we're going to put it just above the ribbon. And we're going to put some glue on the leaves. Whoops, that came out fast. Alright, so we're going to place that there. And this one we're going to put at the bottom. We'll place it like that. And the flower is going to go like this. Oops. And glue the leaves. Tuck that up underneath there. And glue this one. And we'll tuck this one up underneath this one. And I don't like that leaf showing through there, so we're going to reposition here. Alright. Put it on the glue. And for this one I'm going to use pearls. And they're right here. And I'm going to put a large pearl in the center of that one, of the flower. You might take your pick tool. These are the Pearl Basic Jewels, and they're in the annual catalog. Put that right in the center. And then I'm going to take two little ones, and I'm going to place those at the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm going to come back in with our ribbon, and I'm just going to tie a faux bow, which is just a knot. I think I'm going to put it over here. Mine, I had it off to the edge, but I'm going to put this one over here, kind of filling this space here. And we'll trim it down. And I always cut my bows at an angle. I don't know why, just I think it looks better to me. No particular reason. So here's the front of our card. So now we're going to do the inside of our card. We have a basic white that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is, I'm thinking of you. And I'm going to stamp it before I attach it in case I gotta fix it. So, looks good to me. Alright, and I have a strip of Designer Series paper to match that. And instead of putting it across the bottom, I'm going to put it along the side. And this is, what did I say that was? I believe it's 5/8 inches. Let me make sure. No, it's a 1/2 inch. It's going to be a 1/2 inch by 4 inches, but we're going to do a little extra and then trim it off afterwards. So I'm just going to run a thin line of glue. And place this down. And we'll turn it over and trim the edges off. And now we can glue it to the inside of our card. Okay. All right, we can put that down inside of our card. And some fuzz there for some reason, where that came from. It goes off my ribbon or something. All right, so there we have our card. It says, I miss you. I'm thinking of you. So, let me get our cards back out here. I wish these wouldn't have taken so long. I would have liked to have done our third card, but I know that's going to be, get way too late because it's quite a few steps to that one too. So we're going to just stop at doing the 2 this evening, and I'll make up for it next week. So here's our first card, Very Merry Christmas. And then here's our second card, I Miss You. I'm Thinking of You. So I hope you enjoyed this evening, and hope you'll be able to spend some time this week crafting. Okay, next week's good? Okay. Yeah, it'll be the same time, 6 o'clock next Tuesday evening, Diane. Which that will be September 7th at 6 o'clock. So, if you have anything that you want me to showcase, if you have any ideas, let me know and I'll see what I can do. I'd love to have suggestions. So I'm going to let everybody go, and you all have a great week. Stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll see you next Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Thank you for coming. Bye.